this is Sprinkles. So, welcome to our cooling breath. We've decided to bring in this practice this time of year because here we are, beginning of August, and it's just that late part of the summer where kind of burning the candle at both ends and everything is really hot. And so we may feel this heat in our body. Um, to come from the actual heat of the sun and the temperature, but also from just like doing a lot, right? Like going out on adventures and just being very active and maybe not allowing as much time for recovery as we need. And this can show up for us not just with like the physical heat, but there's also an emotional temperature. So, kind of be thinking about right now, like, do you feel physically hot? Do you feel emotionally hot, which can show up as like irritability or frustration, even a sense of like overwhelm, like you're not able to digest your experiences quite enough? And so, what we're going to do is practice a few ways of using our breath to cool off. We'll go ahead and get started. We're going to kind of roll one right into the next. The first one is going to involve making our breath equal in length. And then we're going to um, bring in longer exhales. And the longer exhales starts to cue our parasympathetic branch of our nervous system, which is rest and digest, to come online. And when that happens, we feel a little bit cooler. And then we're going to roll into something called Shatali breath. Shatali breath is a specific breath that will help us cool down our body temperature. Great, so let's get started. First of all, find a comfortable seat. So you can be in a chair or you can be sitting on the floor. The biggest thing is making sure your spine is straight. So if you're like in a couch and you notice you kind of start to round, can you get your spine nice and straight? Lift up through the top of your head, maybe shrug your shoulders up, let them roll down your back a few times and feel into your body. And first, just start to notice how your breath is running in and out. Are you breathing through your nose or your mouth? And can you soften your breath and just breathe in and out through your nose? And as you're doing so, do you notice if your inhales or your exhales are longer? You may notice that as you breathe in, the air moves through your nose and feels a little cooler. And as you breathe out, the air may feel a little warmer. What's interesting about this is inhales are actually more activating, and the exhales are usually more cooling because it's relaxing. Sorry, the different parts of our nervous system are activated with inhales and exhales. And the reason why is because when that breath comes in, it might be cool, but then it alchemizes and transforms. And we want to let that breath out, let it go to cool it off. All right, now start to notice if you can bring your each inhale to three counts. So it has a beginning, a middle, and an end as it rises. And then also a beginning, middle, and end as it falls. Inhales become counts of one, two, three. Slow rise, exhale. Three, two, one. And continue that count nice and simple, thinking about your inhale having a beginning, middle, and end, and your exhale having a beginning, middle, and end. And then we're going to see if we can make our exhales a little longer. So go ahead, take a breath, let all the air out. And on your next inhale, breathe in, beginning, middle, end. And then we're going to exhale for five, four, three, two, one. Inhaling, beginning, middle, end. Exhale, five, four, three, two, one. And continue that flow up and down. It may feel a little difficult to let all the air out on the exhale. You may have to draw your belly in just a little bit to expel that last bit of air. If it's a little challenging to let all the air out on the exhale, you can actually breathe out and purse your lips like you're blowing out a candle, and that will naturally lengthen your exhale. And notice if you're feeling just a little bit cooler right now, if things have calmed you down a little bit or made you become a little more present. Now we'll start to move into the next breathing practice, and I invite you to open your eyes. And this one, you might want to watch me do it a few times before you practice yourself. And so we're going to actually curl our tongue like this. And if you can't curl your tongue, that's okay. I'll show you another way to do this. And we're going to curl the tongue, breathe in as we look to the sky, and then tuck your tongue in your mouth, feel your lips, breathe out through your nose as your chin comes down. And so we'll do this together, but you're basically curling your tongue, breathing through the tongue as you gaze up. Tongue goes in the mouth, feeling the coolness in, slowly breathing out through the nose as your chin comes down. All right. So we'll do it together. If you can't curl your tongue, you're simply going to breathe in through these like pursed lips, feel the coolness, lock in the temperature, and do this whole exhale with us. Okay. All right. So curl the tongue, slowly breathe in through the curled tongue as you gaze to the sky. Tuck your tongue in your mouth, seal your lips, slowly breathe out through your nose as your chin comes down and gaze comes forward. Good. Good. Inhale, curl the tongue, slowly rise up, gaze to the sky, tuck your tongue into your mouth, shut your mouth, slowly bring your gaze forward. We'll do it a few more times. So curl the tongue, inhale, slowly look up, tuck the tongue in the mouth, close the mouth, slowly look down, exhale. Last one. Before you open your mouth, before you open your eyes, just take your temperature again. Notice how you feel now physically and mentally, emotionally. Taking some normal breaths. And you can blink open your eyes when you feel ready. Thank you so much for joining us for this cooling breath. Something you can just keep in your pocket like a tool and practice often when you're feeling heat and see if it helps to cool you down. Regardless, you will definitely feel a greater sense of peace and presence, and hopefully, you will feel the cooling effects as well. Thank you for joining us.